We're going to find reference angles. So let's look at a reference angle. So what is the reference angle for 130 degrees? All right, so what is the reference angle of 130 degrees? All right, so 130 degrees, if we look at this plotted, again, you're going to see my fantastic straight lines. I'm going to try not to use, I lied, I'm going to use a ruler. I like the ruler. The ruler makes straight lines for me. And you guys do not have to see the misery that is my normal non-rulered lines. Here we go. We'll get this straight line here, right there. And draw that. I don't know why I had to move it up. That doesn't look exactly straight, but we're going to go with it. All right, so if I'm looking at this, we are going to be looking at 130 degrees, which is going to be in this first quadrant. Quadrant 1, or no, I lied, in this quadrant here. Quadrant 1 is from 0 to 90. Quadrant 2 is from 90 to 180. Quadrant 3 is from 180 to 270. And quadrant 4 is from 270 to 360. So 130 degrees would be somewhere here in quadrant 2. I'm just going to draw a horrible line in quadrant 2. Maybe it'd be easier if I go from origin out. Okay. So we'll just say, this is not exactly, but we'll just say that this is 130 degrees. And the way I find the angle is I actually look at the angle from the 180 mark in this case. So we're going to find this angle right here. This angle right here would be my reference angle. So I sketched my drawing. And then what I notice is I'm at the 180 mark, and we always use the horizontal or this x-axis to base our reference angle off of. So in this case, we're on the 180 side, so I'm going to do 180 degrees. So I picked yellow and it just didn't show up. 180 degrees minus the 130 degrees, and we get 50 degrees. So my reference angle here is 50 degrees. All right, so what if we're at 210? What if we are at 210? So here's 270 here. This is 180, so 210 is somewhere in here. So draw that around. We are now in quadrant 3. And so we are still, again, going to base it off my x-axis. We're going to base the acute angle off of my x-axis. So the acute angle here, again, we're looking at acute angles, not this would still be an obtuse angle, so we're still looking at this acute angle less than 90 degrees, would be based off, again, our 180 degree mark. So I'm going to take the, oh, this still says 130. Let me erase that, because I had that on a different layer. This is 210. All right. So I'm going to take the 210. I'm going to subtract the 180 from it, because again, we're subtracting what makes our acute angle. We're subtracting this part here. We don't need this. All we need is just this piece here. And we get 30. So my reference angle is 30 degrees. Okay, so let's look at this next example. I'll make sure I delete both layers. I can't actually delete this one since it's the one that I drew the nice little chart on. So we'll delete this. Hear me with my pencil deleting the whole thing. So our reference angle is 45 degrees. So we have a reference angle of 45 degrees. So reference angle is 45 degrees. And the terminal side lies in quadrant 4. So here's quadrant 4. Right, so that means that my true angle here lies in quadrant 4, and it is 45 degrees from here, or 45 degrees from the 0 or 360 mark. Okay, we will now need to use this information to find the pinkish reddish angle. All right, so looking at this, I'm going to take 360 because, again, this is basically rotating back to the circle. I'm going to subtract 45 from it, and we will get 315. Now, it asks what the positive measures and the negative measures for this angle are. Remember, the negative is you're going clockwise, while positive you're going counterclockwise. So counterclockwise is positive, clockwise is negative. So going clockwise, my negative angle would be negative 45, while my positive angle would be 315. Right, so there you have it. There are 3 examples of finding reference angles, 2 giving a terminal angle and 1 giving the reference angle in quadrant to be able to find the reference angle. So a real quick study tip, notice that the sum of the positive angles of measure and the absolute value of a negative angle measures 360 degrees. This is because taken together, the 2 rotations combined to make 1 full rotation is a circle. So this plus this would give us 360 degrees. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please always feel free to contact me, and I will catch you in the next video.